get ready for those soul leveling NFTs, folks. They're coming. They're coming, folks. Get ready for that Crunchyroll social media platform and your NFTs. But no, there's some big changes coming to not only MyAnimeList, but I feel like Sony platforms in general, as they have made a massive investment into Gaudiy. Now, this is not completely new news here, but a lot of the new news is going to be around the investments themselves. I do want to pre-establish some stuff before we get into that, and that's the fact that, yes, a lot of this stuff has been cooking for a while now. Last month, there was the big announcement that, yes, Mal had been sold off to Gaudiy to begin with. That's the first part that kind of happened. But additionally, that it's good to note that, yes, Gaudiy as a platform is a blockchain and generative AI platform that is creating fan nations, online venues where fans can connect and express their fandom. Gaudiy operates the Gaudiy FanLink platform, a blockchain and NFT-focused fan platform, which includes, again, keep this in mind, includes Sony Music Group, Bandai Namco, Sanrio, Aniplex, Shueisha, Toho, and Comic Star Inc. as its partners. So before any of this happens, Sony has been involved with this blockchain / NFT platform for a long time. And this is a platform that, again, is social media kind of thing here where you do exchange this kind of stuff. NFTs themselves obviously is a big stinking point for a lot of people, including myself. I have seen sort of the value in blockchain and NFTs and all that kind of stuff, but let's be honest, we've been dealing with years and years of people using it to scam people. And so a lot of people are very hesitant to even hear the term NFT. But unfortunately, Japan's kind of behind. Japan is way behind. I mean, here, like years ago, we had the whole thing where Square Enix came out saying, hey guys, we're getting that NFT stuff, and everybody's over here going, dude, that's old news. We're done with that stuff. We don't want to see it anymore. And it looks like, yes, Sony, Bandai Namco, Sanrio, Aniplex, they're still getting into this stuff. They're still going through that period of time where they think they can make money from it before people get sick of it. Anyways, that's the pre-established here stuff. Last month, Gaudiy had purchased this. They now own Mal. And of course, even back then, a lot of people were going, even including myself, holy crap, this NFT cryptocurrency company, they want to get involved with Mal. We're going to have Mal. We're going to have album art and whatnot on MyAnimeList. It's going to be NFTs that you have to purchase or whatever. There's going to be a bunch of junk popping up on my screen whenever I just go to look who voiced this character. That was a big fear that a lot of people had. But it kind of went quiet very quickly. I was kind of surprised that people weren't sticking on it as long as that. And I think a lot of it was because people are going, hey, this is literally like the fourth time Mal has been sold. So most people are like, I don't really care. It's sold to another platform. Who cares? Hopefully nothing changes like this. Like last time, a lot of people were afraid things were going to change. They didn't. Hopefully nothing changes now. And that gets us to the current. That gets us to literally last night. I decided to drop this. Sony, Bandai Namco, and Gaudiy launches strategic partnership. This is where things are going to start really kicking up, I think. And this is where I think a lot of that bleed over is going to happen between, again, Gaudiy, which is very invested into NFTs and blockchain, is going to start possibly mingling into Sony. Now, I want to pre-establish that I acknowledge that Sony themselves has been invested into blockchain technology. This isn't new to Sony. But now they have a platform that is focused on social media and connecting with fans and whatnot that uses it. And they're investing a lot of money into that. And so this is what kind of gets me into my theories that we'll get into as we go along here, of this idea of a Crunchyroll social media platform that has an anime database that will be heavily invested into NFTs. That's my current theory. Let's get into it though. And I hate the fact that I cannot zoom in on this website. So it's funny because later on, we'll get into this post later on, somewhere in here they go, hey, give us your feedback. What do you think we should change? I don't know. Make it to where you can actually zoom into a website without making it disappear off the side. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this website. I hate this website so much. It's so freaking old. It's so old. Just basic browser detection to tell how big and wide it could be. A mobile platform. Mobile version. There. That's enough. Anyways. Sony Group Corporation and Bandai Namco Holdings have jointly invested 10 billion yen, or approximately $70 million, in Gaudiy Inc., a Tokyo-based entertainment technology company, in a move that marks the beginning of a strategic three-way partnership aimed at expanding global reach and Japanese intellectual property, IP, and building a next-generation entertainment ecosystem. There it is. Sony, Bandai, and again, this blockchain NFT company want to create a next-generation entertainment ecosystem. Again, they want to create a go all place. Your social media, it's exchanging NFTs, it's watching anime, it's linking up your MAL and your database there so that you can easily add what you watch to it. It's that kind of stuff. Essentially, MAL is a social media platform. It has a forum. It has places where you can post reviews. It has all these different things, likes, all that kind of shares and all that kind of stuff. It is a social media platform. Yes, it's an old forum. It's an old forum, basically. And they want to, I think, probably combine them. That's my current theory. Anyways, the partnership announced alongside Gaudiy's pre-Series C funding round is set to leverage the strength of each entity, Sony's technological infrastructure, and global streaming platforms. So again, that's Crunchyroll, and yes, anything else Sony. There's Sony Pictures Entertainment. They have tons of movies, but we're focusing on Crunchyroll because we're anime here. So that's going to be Crunchyroll. Technology infrastructure, obviously their streaming platforms and whatnot. Bandai Namco's robust IP and merchandising operations. Yes, that's obviously going to be massive. Bandai Namco is a very massive company for that regard. And Gaudiy's Web3, AI, and blockchain-based fan engagement tools. There is the big stinker. There's the big stinker. Again, I tried to give some hope for blockchain and NFTs and all that kind of stuff. It didn't work. Blew up too many times. I have zero trust in it. And they're now trying to get into it. Gaudiy is creator of FanLink, a platform designed to deepen interactions between fans and their favorite IPs using emerging technologies. They're not emerging. They're dead. They've been dead a long time. But okay. As a part of ecosystem building efforts, Gaudiy has acquired MyAnimeList, a leading global anime and manga community platform with over 19.5 million registered users, 99% whom are based outside of Japan. Well, obviously. The acquisition complements Sony's 2021 purchase of Crunchyroll and aligns with Bandai Namco's IP-driven business strategy, which seeks to deliver optimized IP experiences globally. Again, it seems like this is sort of kind of lining up with, again, their investments into Gaudiy itself, and it seems like their next step is to kind of shift into MyAnimeList. Key areas of collaboration. The alliance is built on a strategic vision to strengthen the global competitiveness of Japanese anime and entertainment through integration, cross-company initiatives. Leveraging the international reach of Crunchyroll and MyAnimeList alongside Bandai Namco's IP merchandising expertise, the companies aim to drive overseas expansion. Now again, a lot of this so far seems to be more focusing on the idea of creating sort of connections between the two, which I don't mind. I actually like the idea of, like, if you watch a show on Crunchyroll, you can put your login for MAL and it'll automatically update your MAL. You watched it, boom, automatically updates over there. And it could also strengthen reviews based on you actually watching on there, which I believe is really a bad thing, but for a company that has investment into it, it's a great thing. Crunchyroll would love that your review is higher power on a tier list for the strength of the overall review if you actually prove that you watched on their platform. Yes, that's bad for people that want to watch on other platforms, or they watch it on legit platforms. We're not saying that piracy, just watching on legit platforms that are not Crunchyroll. In a lot of cases, you'll have a show that's on Netflix and Crunchyroll at the same time. It shouldn't give it more power to that. But again, we're thinking company here. I don't think they would do it because it wouldn't be enough beneficial to them and it would be too much blowback. But it's an idea. It's to give you ideas of what they could be possibly thinking about here. And yes, Bandai Namco is obviously going to be looking at this as a way of selling their merchandise, being able to put a lot of their products on the website. I think that was kind of the idea that happened with the last purchase of it. It's the idea of them being able to put their own products on the site and sell it. A key focus is cultivating the next generation creators and the development of original content with global potential. Collaborative use of fans and user data will enable more tailored oh no, bad wording. Bad word. You guys using some bad wording here. Collaborative use of fan and user data will enable more tailored and engaged user experience across platform. I am going to assume the best here and not the worst. This could just be basically seeing that you watched, you put on your watch list is this show, you completed this show, it now over here on Crunchyroll is going to say, hey, why don't you check out this show? Within network data sniffing, basically. But yes, there is a bit of a fear here of like, okay, what all of it is looking at. Is it looking at your reviews and saying that you talk bad about this show or whatever? There's a privacy thing here, obviously. Additionally, the partners will explore emerging technologies to enhance value creation. Oh, this jargon is stupid, dude. You guys suck at press releases. Sony's proprietary blockchain infrastructure and Gaudiy's tokenomics capabilities will support secure and transparent IP monetization, while generative AI is being piloted in initiatives such as Gunpla Builders Note Community. Here it is right here. I think there's another area where it says this stuff's not coming. It's saying right here, in part of with this whole investment, Sony with its blockchain infrastructure and Gaudiy's tokenomics capabilities will support secure and transparent IP monetization. They're going to monetize IPs. Again, no joke. It's solo leveling NFTs. This is what they're going to be doing. They're going to be doing NFTs and junk. Maybe not on MAL, because this is an investment here. But the assumption is MAL because we just talked about MyAnimeList being bought. It's all part of this big move. This is all working together. How much those are intertwined is going to be the massive question mark, because in the end, Sony doesn't own this. And you kind of want to own it if you're going to incorporate it with your website. Expanded investments and strategic shareholders. In addition to Sony and Bandai Namco's equity stake, Gaudiy's pre-Series C round has attracted new shareholders via stock swap. This is just this is a flexing to get more investors. I don't care. Gaudiy intends to allocate the raised funds towards global expansion, strategic M&A, and advanced R&D in Web3 and AI. AI is a given. I'm fine with that. There's plenty of benefits to AI. I'm perfectly fine with that. Using that stuff in the back end in order to improve the website, that stuff makes sense. It's the Web3 I think that a lot of people, including myself, is a little bit concerned about. Executive remarks, the Sony CSO says limitless condo. They always say that's their phrase. Gaudiy CEO says we believe the entertainment and IP carry Japan's greater purpose and the power to bring happiness to people around the world and make a lot of money. They're businesses. They're going to make money. So anyway, this was obviously going to make a big stir. MAL, their admins decided to make a post, which, oh my gosh, the size of the text and the brackets suck. But over here on the, you know things are bad when they have a post ready for it. Guys, don't be afraid. Don't run away. When the admins are basically getting a post ready to respond to the post that their owners are going to make, you know things are bad. New owners and investment. Today, Gaudiy Inc. has announced that the previous shareholders of MyAnimeList have transferred their shares, making Gaudiy the sole owner of MAL. At the same time, Gaudiy has announced a third-party allotment of its shares, raising 10 billion Japanese yen from Sony Group Corporation and Bandai Namco Holdings. Who is Gaudiy? Gaudiy is a company with a vision to connect fans to IP. With Gaudiy FanLink, they explore using various new technologies such as AI and blockchain to bring new experiences to fans. Did you say AI blockchain? I see, the moment you put that, you know things are bad. If you have to put that there, you know things are bad. I'm sorry, I get a kick out of it. Technology is a tool. Tools can be used for good, yummy, lunch meat, or bad. Oh, no, not my arm. Okay, that analogy is a bit morbid, and we're still 5 months away from Halloween. Okay, that was kind of cute. I understand that much of the community feels one or more of the following. NFTs are scams. It's the problem that it's unregulated and a lot of people use it for scams. That's a big thing. There's a value issue there and it's unregulated. Thus, a lot of people use them for scams. And so people don't want to hear it anymore. Generative AI is killing artists' livelihoods. Pretty much. Blockchain is killing the planet. Yeah, I get that because, yes, technically setting up a lot of servers in order to process transactions, in order to make money off of it, you do have people that make massive farms out of it. Web3 is a pipe dream. It's not inherently bad. It's just, again, a lot of the NFT stuff. I'm not trying to say any of those options or concerns are invalid. What I'm trying to say is, just because a parent company explores using those technologies doesn't mean the technologies are suddenly going to end up a MAL. Hold up. Let's go back. You can't say that they make a post over here saying they got a massive amount of investment, they have bought MAL, which is in line with their current project, and they want to expand using these different technologies, that suddenly they're not going to incorporate it. They literally just laid out all these focuses, what they're focused on, which is blockchain, it's NFTs, it's Web3, all these things, and they're not going to utilize it? The partners will explore emerging technologies and enhancing value creation. Sony's proprietary blockchain infrastructure and Gaudiy's tokenomics capabilities will support secure and transparent IP monetization. I don't buy it. I honestly don't buy it. I don't buy it. This is all part of one initiative. Now, how it is implemented, I completely agree. They could just literally link up MAL with these other services and utilize this technology, but never have it directly on MAL. I agree there. There's nothing there technically saying, we will now put this on MAL. But you can't say that this is not part of a bigger initiative. This is a hope. This is an investment. Okay, let me put it this way. Gaudiy didn't spend all this money to buy MAL just to let it sit there. Gaudiy they're investing to make money. That was similar to the previous ones. I think they just failed to utilize it. But Gaudiy bought this website in order to utilize it for a reason. Now, again, it could be to this bigger initiative that they're having with Sony Group and Bandai Namco, and again, that could just be putting ads on the site. But you can't say that everything that Gaudiy uses will never touch the site. I think that's just thinking a bit too much there. That's trusting a company that wants to make money a bit too much. I usually try to give benefit of the doubt, but I'm not going to ignore that. Gaudiy's CEO, Mr. Ishikawa, has said directly to me himself, share with his permission, as you understand, what we're aiming to build is a space where fans can come together and enjoy content with one another. Using technologies in a way that goes against that goal, or doing anything that would upset or disappoint fans, is not what we, or the Gaudiy team, ever intend. Who is this? Let me say this directly. Kaneda. Kaneda. Come on. Sit over here. Of course, they want to create a platform that fans come together. That's how you gather people. You want to have a place that people enjoy. That's step number one to create customer goodwill. You want to first establish customer goodwill. You want a place that people enjoy. Using technologies in a way that goes against that goal, which would affect it, which is, yeah, makes sense, or do anything that would upset or disappoint fans, is not what we intend. So yes, they're not going to put it in a way that's going to bother people, that they think it's going to bother people. In a lot of cases, whenever companies make decisions that bug people, it's not intended. They want it to not be seen, but seen. That's the best way to put it. They want an NFT to be on the website that you will buy, but they don't want to put it in a way that will make you hate it. You're going to want it. That's the goal in the end, which is a good thing. A company making money that people accept in a way that they're going to enjoy, that's perfectly fine. I'm not against companies making money. The concern is that will it be necessity that is going to cause a problem for those that don't invest it eventually? That yes, you can have something there that if you don't want it, don't click on it. But then after a while, everybody has it, and thus you have to have it in order to be a part of the situation. You're part of this ecosystem only if you have this. And that's the ultimate goal in the end. After they've gotten enough people invested, they can start forcing people to have to be invested. But in the end, again, intended is the key word in the statement that you're posting. He told me himself, ever intend. That's the most loaded statement ever. Ever intended basically says all this stuff is lie. Saying ever intend at the very end is basically saying it's going to happen. Because it's going to happen, but if it makes fans upset, that wasn't our intention. That's what you're not getting from that statement. Anyways, moving on. So then, what happens to MAL now? Gaudiy is the fourth company to acquire MAL. Yep. What makes the acquisition unique is that we will not be losing the experience and knowledge gained previously. That's good. Hopefully this means that we should be able to escape some of the growing pains that we've had to go through in past acquisitions. That's good. Very active MAL members may have noticed that the technology development slowed considerably over the last year. Many new features were added in the last 2 to 4 years are still incomplete, in which we and many members still hope to see expand. Profile stacks, interest stacks, fantasy anime league, our app, better mobile support, etc. Yeah, mobile support would be nice. Could have this stupid freaking website not be always this big? With new owners and new investments, we hope that we're able to get back on improving various features and your user experience. This is still the beginning of the new chapter of MAL's history, so it's too early to say definitively what will be tackled first. Still, I hope that we can look forward together with cautious optimism. Thank you. At least right there. Cautious. Keep an eye on it. That's the only thing. It's like you just need... It's fine that Gaudiy owns the website. Just watch it. And if it's too much, it's okay to walk away. With that in mind, what is the number one improvement you want to see? I don't know. Maybe if I zoom in to make the size of the text decently viewable. God, it makes me feel like an old man that I have to zoom in that much. That I have to scroll with it. Why doesn't it tell when the what? This is like proof that there's no mobile support. That it literally cannot. It cannot restructure it to fit in the browser. Like I have to have it tiny. And I'm not blind, by the way. I wear glasses, but it's because my monitor's like way. It's right here. It's way over here. I got to stay here for the camera. Most websites I can zoom in like this, and it's better for your video on too. So, anyways, that's the news. That's the news that Sony Group Corporation, Bandai Namco are investing a lot of money into Gaudiy, this company that is, again, very much so tailored towards, fan, communities and whatnot, that is utilizing a lot of blockchain technology, AI, Web3 and all that kind of stuff. So it does obviously beg the big question mark as to what I sort of feel about this whole situation. It is always going to come down to wait to see what they do. Yes, it's easy to knee-jerk reaction and say, oh my gosh, NFTs, blockchain. I have the same feeling. I cringed. I like the fact that even to this day, these companies still feel like they can throw this stuff out there and it be accepted. Because I think, again, a lot of people in the West, and I'm not going to say everybody, just a lot of people around me, a lot of people that I see, we're kind of sick of hearing about this stuff. Because, again, there's a lot of fraud in it, and it's unregulated. And so it is kind of one of those things that's very scary to see. It's a scary buzzword. And again, I really do feel it's odd that these companies, especially in Japan, still feel like it's a cool thing. It's a hip thing. We got to do this stuff, right? But I do feel like it's not all bad. I do want to see sort of the positive in what they're doing here. What it sort of comes down to, again, is with this massive amount of money, which is no joke, Sony and Bandai is investing into what they're saying here is to create a next generation ecosystem, entertainment ecosystem. And so what I sort of think there is what do each one of these provide that it can come together? Obviously, Bandai Namco, that's the easiest one. They want to provide marketing, they want to provide, merchandise and whatnot to be thrown on these websites, to put their goods on these websites. They just want to get their stuff out there and say, hey, buy our stuff. And then, of course, Sony and Gaudiy, they're probably going to get some sort of kickback from it. From Sony's perspective, again, they do have technically some back-end with a lot of their streaming services, and yes, they have a lot of entertainment value. They have content. They have content to provide. And so I think a lot of what Sony's going to be doing is providing the content. And in the middle, you have Gaudiy. That's the biggest wild card because, again, everything they're saying that they have available is not stuff that a lot of people are going to be happy about. We don't want NFTs. A lot of people don't want Web3. A lot of people don't want blockchain. A lot of people don't want AI. I think a lot of the AI can work in the back end in a positive way in order to create good suggestions and whatnot for people. Because what I sort of see a lot of this stuff could do, sort of my crazy idea that this comes to with these people together, is this idea of, again, intertwining Crunchyroll with MyAnimeList and, yes, creating an ecosystem around that. Which is kind of funny because Crunchyroll just got rid of their comment section and now they basically seem like they're partnering with somebody that has a forum, and reviews. Not really a robust system here, but Gaudiy themselves, I have not actually looked into FanLink to see how well that stuff runs, but the assumption there is that they're going to sort of create some way of communicating or at least coming together that people can do. It doesn't have to have a way of communicating, but you can essentially have this platform where you can watch a show and then you go, I really like that show. Automatically, if you allow it, MyAnimeList already knows that you completed the show. You can throw your review out there, and then it suddenly says, hey, Bandai Namco has merchandise. You want to buy this merchandise? And yeah, most of the people that watch this show on Mel, they like this show. So they tell you better suggestions that you can check out. There's a lot of cross-pollination that they can sort of have here, and I think that's what's going to be their focus, is to cross-pollinize. Now, again, the scary part is, with that whole statement there, this idea of intended to not upset the fan or disappoint the fans, how are they going to implement what they want to implement? Because again, at the end of the day, they didn't buy Mal just to say they want to buy Mal. They bought Mal in order to make money. And their way of making money that they have done in the past is utilizing NFTs. The question mark is going to be how they implement that stuff. And again, how is it going to cross-pollinate with what Sony is providing and what Bandai Namco is going to be providing? That's going to be the massive question mark. And again, I think it's going to be interlinked social media. It's going to be the idea of having probably Mal at the center, bringing in ads from Bandai Namco, bringing in your Crunchyroll information, and again, even having some of their stuff interlinked into Crunchyroll itself so you can quickly kind of post and say, hey guys, I watched this show, it was so fantastic, using them as sort of the social media platform in the middle. That's going to be the massive question mark there because there's a lot of information and data on Mal that they can easily utilize and help benefit the viewer in ways of good suggestions, but there's a lot of bad ways they can utilize it in the idea of incorporating things that people don't want. And that's the big kind of juggle they're going to have to do in the future. And it's happening. We'll see how it turns out. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown of the whole situation with Sony, Bandai Namco, and Gaudiy. I hope I said Gaudiy right. Gaudiy. It's just so gaudy. It's so gaudy. God, do it yourself or something. I don't know. I don't care. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button down below. Comment. Let me know what you think. What is your big brain theory? I have the crazy like ecosystem of like, you know, Mal in the middle with like your viewing over here on Crunchyroll and Bandai Namco feeding you ads for merchandise and giving you NFTs in the end. Giving you in the NFTs. You're going to be watching your shows and suddenly Sung's aura is too much. Do you want to buy an NFT of this aura? It's going to happen. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take care.